Good morning. Welcome to Pike Creek Farm. My name is Renee. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And if you're returning, thank you. It's good to see you again. Today I am doing two canning projects. I had some cucumbers given to me and they're kind of big ones. So the seeds are a little bigger than what we really like to use for like regular pickles. So today what I'm doing is pickle relish, and I am doing Mrs. Wages again, an easy recipe, and this makes 5 pints. I'm gonna make mine in half pints because we don't use it a lot, and I think that would go further. I'd rather have a small jar in there that gets used up right away. And I can give it away to people too, to family members. So sweet pickle relish. The other thing that I'm doing today is making my mother's pickled beets. I've been looking forward to making these. It's a old recipe that she kind of tweaked the spice blend, and they were always my favorite thing that she would can. So last night I boiled my beets, and I just have to peel them and get them to the right size and make the brine. So that's what I'm going to do today, is 2 canning projects. I've already made bagels this morning and some bacon for breakfast, and so it's a busy Saturday here. Jim and Nick are going to go out into the pasture and tear down a fence and change some fencing around. So it's a busy day here at Pike Creek Farm. But I thought I'd bring you along for what I'm doing, and just to show you, I have washed my pickles, my cucumbers, my pickling cucumbers. And now I'm cutting the ends off and cutting them in half and taking the seeds out and putting them in a garbage bowl in the sink. And then I chop them up into chunks like this after they're de-seeded, and put them in the food processor. Pulse. It's a little loud, so I'm not going to keep you here for all of it. Until they are the consistency. I have things situated right here so they're the consistency that I want. And then the directions say to add a 1/4 cup of pickling and canning salt and let them sit in the refrigerator for 2 hours. So I'm going to get this stage done and put it in the fridge, and then I'm going to work on the beets because they're also water bath, and I have my jars in the dishwasher right now getting sterilized. So come along, 2 different pickling projects, Mrs. Wages sweet pickle relish and awesome Viva's pickled beets. I'm going to take care of the rest of the cucumbers, cutting both ends off, cutting them in half, de-seeding, and processing them. It won't take long, but it's loud, so you don't want to be around for that. So I'll bring you back at the next stage. So stay tuned. When you are food processing the cucumbers, do it on pulse, and then keep scraping down the sides. You don't want the same cucumber to get processed over and over and turn just into mush. You can also use a hand grinder, or you could use like a small chopper, like you know, you put things on. Use the small grid if you wanted a little more substance to your relish. So it's up to you, whatever your whatever your personal taste is. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention about how to use the food processor for it. Back in the day, my mom never had a food processor. It was her mom's hand grinder that you hook onto the table, and it has different blades for different textures, coarse and fine. And we've used that for years. I still use it. I make a green tomato mustard relish that my family loves, and I still use the hand grinder for that because it's the texture that we prefer. So whatever you want to use is okay, just to get to the texture of relish that you want. I am back, and I have a nice big bowl of the cucumbers, all processed. 1/4 cup of canning salt. I am using Morton canning salt. Mrs. Wage makes canning salt. You can also use kosher salt as long as it doesn't have any extra ingredients like anti-clumping ingredients or anything like that. So you can use kosher salt, that's what my mom always used, or canning salt. The difference is this is a finer, it's not the coarse kosher salt. So I do like this for when I'm making a brine, it dissolves better, or to mix thoroughly with the relish. There's more fine grains in a 1/4 cup than what there would be of the kosher salt to mix in with everything. That's just my opinion. So, but it does call for the canning salt. So in we go with that 1/4 cup. Stir it up. Mix it all in there. And the salt will bring out all the excess water. There's already water in here because cucumbers are made of a lot of water. So once this is all stirred, all I do then is, oh, I found a big chunk there. Don't want that. All we do then is cover this and set it in the fridge for 2 hours. And then after that time, we make the brine, which is the vinegar and water and sugar with, actually it's just vinegar and sugar in the pouch of the relish. So right now I'm going to put this in the fridge, cover it with some saran wrap and put it in the fridge for 2 hours, and I will move on to doing the beets. I'm going to get the brine going for the sweet pickle relish. And I wanted to read to you the ingredients in this. It has some sugar, and we have to add sugar, dehydrated vegetables, onion, red and green bell peppers, spices including mustard seed, celery seed, turmeric, and then it has like citric acid and gar gum, whichever that is, a thickener I'm thinking. But the nice thing about Mrs. Wage's is as long as you follow the directions, these are tested safe recipes. And we have liked every single one of them that I have made before. So I'm excited to try this one. And it says it makes 5 pints. I'm going to make half pints. When a recipe says pints, you can always go down to half pints, but you can't make it in quarts. So this will be in half pints. So the next step is to make the brine, and then I have to drain my cucumbers. But I'm going to make the brine right now and get that going. I have 2 cups of sugar that I have added to this pot, and I need to add 2.5 cups of vinegar. So I buy vinegar by these big jugs, and I stock up. Like almost every time I go grocery shopping, I either grab one of the white or one of the apple cider vinegar, just because we go through so much with canning, and it also has so many other uses in the house. So that was 2 cups. And here's the half. And let's add the pouch. It smells good. And I don't know if you can see inside. You can see all the spices and the turmeric and everything. So let's add it to the pot. Bring it to a stir, and I can see, let me pull you. You can see the vegetables that are dehydrated in there and all the spices. So I'm going to give this a stir and put it on the stove. It says to Bring the mixture to a boil over medium heat, stirring constantly. Then we add the prepared cucumbers into here. First, I need to drain my cucumbers, so that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to, some of the sugar stuck in the cup. I'm going to get my cucumbers out that we processed earlier and have sitting for the 2 hours with salt, and drain them. Here are my cucumbers, and they are much soupier than when I put them into the refrigerator. Now it says to drain but not rinse. So I'm going to empty that into the colander. And it says to get all as much liquid out as you can, so I'm going to let it drain and kind of press down on it. Stir it around so any that's caught up at the top can make its way to the bottom. Now I do have my mom's cucumber relish recipe too. Maybe I'll try that sometime. But I want. Okay, I'm just going to leave this here to finish draining while the brine is getting ready. So I'm going to go stir the brine and see how that's doing. Here's the brine. It smells really good. So I'm going to take care of the brine, and when it comes time to add the relish to the brine, I will bring it back. My timer went off, so now we fill the jars. And doing the simmer on the stove, let it rehydrate all the vegetables that were in there, the red pepper and the bell pepper, and the color is really pretty. And I did take a spoon, taste it, and it passed approval. My jars were hot in the dishwasher. I took them out and put hot water in them so I can have them right here. I empty in the sink, and we fill, and let me double check how much headspace. 1/2 inch headspace. I have my water in my canner heating up. You want to always have the temperature of everything matching. Oh, and that's way too much. Debubble to get any air pockets out. Then you can adjust. And I'm going to take a little bit out. Stir it up again. Then paper towel, the edge. Yeah, that's right. I don't have many jars that are shaped like this. Oh, and you can't see real well. So I've debubbled. Now I'm checking the headspace. It's at the 1/2 inch. I will wipe the rim again. Put the 4-jar flat lid on, and this is ready to go in the canner. They called for pint jars, but we use relish, but not all the time, and I'm just afraid that the pints would get lost in the fridge. get shoved to the back. This way I think they will get used better with less waste. And if I want to give as a gift, half pint's always nice to give away. Okay, it's debubbled. Wipe the rim. I am using 4-jar lids again. I am not an affiliate of theirs. I just really have been happy with the jars. They have all sealed for me, and I've just been really pleased with the quality. So I can't offer a discount or anything like that, but there are other YouTube channels that have more followers than me that are giving discounts, so check out them too. They all have great ideas. It's a great community of canning channels that follow safe procedures and really give step-by-step instructions. So with this, I'm not going just along the edges. You want to make sure you get in the middle to make sure there's no pockets there. So I'm excited to have these jars on our pantry, and I just think canned stuff looks so pretty. So I'm going to keep filling up these jars, emptying the hot water out, filling up the jars, debubbling, wiping the rim, and putting the lids on. The jars are all loaded into the canner. I did end up with 1 pint. I'm going to lower the jars now and turn the heat up. And when it comes to a rolling boil with the lid on, I will start the timer. And I always set the timer. And then we turn off the heat and let it set for 5 minutes, and then take the jars out. The timer went off. Time to turn off the heat and remove the lid, and wait 5 minutes and remove the jars. Here's the finished pickle relish. Thank you for coming along on my Saturday adventure, and make sure to watch both these videos. If you like this video and want to see more fun and easy canning recipes and vintage recipes for cooking and baking, push the like button and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here. Thank you to everyone who is returning too.